Hello, everyone. Welcome to lesson 4.2. In the last lesson, we got some inspiration, and in this lesson, we are going to build our wireframes. Now, what are wireframes? Let me show you an example. Wireframes are just basic user interface designs. You can call them sketches that just show you how your app works. To prototype it really quickly, it's important to make these sketches that you can then share with others. They also help you in refining your idea. So, yes, they're a very good tool, and we are going to build these together today. So, I am going to use the frame of iPhone 16. Let's rename it. I have removed the Android frame. Let's call it Home. And let's go to our PRD. Now, I have moved our PRD into a Google document, and we are now looking at our core features and user stories. So, if we look at our core features, we see users can add short term goals. And in our user stories, we see as a user, I want to add a goal so I can track my progress over time. This means that we need to create a goals screen. So let's do that. Let's create a rectangle right here. This will be our top bar. And let's add text and let's call it create goals. Remember that this is not the exact dimensions. The wireframes are just a prototype. They do not have exact dimensions. You don't need to be very accurate, very careful with where we put the items. So we have now created a goal screen. Let's go back and now we see emoji selector. Assign an emoji to each goal for quick identification and motivation. As a user, I want to assign an emoji to each goal. So this means we need to create goals and we need to assign them to it. So let's create an input field and let's give it a label. Enter goal. This looks too big. You can highlight it with shift and reduce the size to 16 right here at the bottom. And below that, you can create an emoji selector. So this is an input text field and this is an emoji input field. Let's give it a label. Select emoji. Now, inherently, this looks odd. So you can drag and select multiple items. In this case, the label and the input rectangle. And let's move these two to the top. And let's move the goal to the bottom. Now let's go back to our PRD. Next is progress tracker, visual indicator of completion. And as a user, I want to mark a goal as done so I can feel a sense of accomplishment. And this is local storage that we will not do right now. This is for programming, but user stories. As a user, I want to see my progress visually. I stay motivated. Now, if you don't understand where we have to do this, you can look at user flow that we created. Open app, see goal list, empty state initially, tap add goal, enter goal name, create frequency, select emoji, tap save. So we are missing two things in our goal screen, frequency and save. Now I have changed the frequency as a requirement, but save we still need to create. So let's create a rectangle. This is a button. Let's assume it's a button and let's create a label for this button, called save. Let's move it to the center. So now we have a save button. And we see that when we open our app, we need to see our goal list. That means this page or this screen is not actually our home screen. This is our goals screen. So let's create a new screen. Go here, select iPhone 16, move it to the right a little. You can select any frame, but I'm just selecting iPhone 16 because we are going to work with iPhone the most. So let's call this one our home. First of all, let's copy this bar, Command C or Control C on Windows. Oh, and Command V, and there we have it. Now we have copied it to our home screen. Let's change it to home. Select this, move it to the center. Yes. And now let's go back to our PRD, and we see we're still missing frequency from our goals. I have changed it to a step section. A section where we can add steps, because I thought most goals have steps that we achieve. So we complete one step, two, three, four, and for each goal we can add steps. And this right here, a plus button that we can use to add more steps. For example, this task only has 2 steps. And then in our home screen, as we know from our stories and our flow, we see a goal list that we can complete. So let's create that. We want to see our goal and we want to identify it by an emoji. So this is our goal. Let's say our goal is create website. This can be anything. This can be any filler material you can use. I'm just putting it some random text. You can also use lorem ipsum here or anything to make a point. And let's just add a star here randomly. This represents our emoji. Great. And so below this, I want to see a progress bar. So the good thing about wireframes is that everything does not need to be extremely beautiful. This is our progress bar, and I can create, let's say, another rectangle below it. Let's see this, and let's give it the color orange, just randomly, and move it to our progress bar. Now you can zoom in and out by holding Command on the Mac or Control on Windows plus scroll wheel, sorry. And so down, zoom in, this, and now we have our progress bar. And below this, we have our steps. So these same exact steps, we put them here. And we can mark them as checked, and then our progress bar will fill up. So to show checkboxes, empty checkboxes, we can create circles. Let's circle, let's say green, light green color. So there we have it. We have our goal, the emoji we selected to identify it. the goal name, our progress bar, and the steps that we can check or take out. Now, one quick thing that I want to tell you, you can actually copy multiple items. So let's select all of these items, Command C, copy, Command V, paste, and now we have pasted them. And now let's move it down. And if you click on the frame at home, you can drag it down, paste it again, and you have another goal. Because I just want to show you how it looks like with multiple goals and perhaps one more. Let's say you have four goals. You're a very goal achieving person. If you have four goals, and that's it. Now we have our home screen ready. Now you might think, wow, this is a very long phone. My phone does not look that long. Do not worry. I will reveal the solution to you in just a second. But first, let's go back to our PRD and let's see. Let's see, is there anything left? As a user, I want to add a goal so I can track my progress over time. Yes, you can add a goal, but how do you go to this page? Interesting. Well, let's create a button. Let's create a rectangle right here. Give it, okay, let's give it some color. Let's give it a plus icon. Bold. Highlight it, make it extra bold. Make it 48. Put it in the middle right here. So this is now a button in our home bar. And this, when we tap this button, this will take us to this goals screen. So we can probably select it and move it to the right. We can then come out and enter the items. Okay. When we tap the plus button, we will go to our create goal screen. And when we tap the save button, we go back to the home screen with a new goal added. So, simple two screens app. How do we prototype it? This is the fun part about Figma. Press shift and hold and select the rectangle and the plus icon. You have now both items selected and click on the prototype tab. So press the shift button and hold it and select the rectangle and the plus icon or the text, whatever you want to call it. And then go to the right bar and select prototype. Now, when you hover on the edge right here, click on the plus and hold it and drag it to the goal screen. This will open an interactions menu. This means that whenever you press this button, it will take you to the goal screen. As you can see, trigger is on tap, navigate to goal screen, animation, you can use push, you can use slide in. Let's do push, okay? And enter. Now again, hold shift and select the rectangle and the save text. And now click this plus and drag it to the home screen. And again, have another interaction. On tap, it navigates to home. Animation is push. So let's do push again. Let's do the direction right. Select the home screen again. And in the prototype tab, you will see flow starting point. Click plus, and now our flow will start from home screen. So that's it. Now let's watch the prototype in action. Click the play button and Figma will open a makeshift simulator. And there you go, we have our prototype running inside an iPhone 16 makeshift simulator. It's not a real simulator, But we have a makeshift app running right now. We have a prototype. Now, what happens if we press this plus icon? Voila, we go to the goal screen. Just like that, we have a working prototype. And if we tap the save button, we go back to home screen. Boom, boom. Now, the beauty of Figma is that you can share this prototype with anyone. Right now, it's only me. But you can click share, add emails, add people here, and if they are using it right in front of you, their icon appears in front of you like this. And you can even watch them play this, right? But remember, always before sharing it, click here on restart and then share the prototype. That is why we also created this home screen much longer because we wanted it to be scrollable. So we created it pretty long because we knew that Figma will create it scrollable in the screen. And that's why I use Figma. Now we have a working prototype and we have wireframes ready. And in the next lesson, we are going to make a high fidelity mockup. We are going to assume that we like our prototype and we are going to continue with this project. So, see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.